Well, Mikel, you said tonight was a beautiful opportunity, and you've absolutely taken it. Your thoughts on what you've seen from your team tonight?
Well, it's a beautiful evening. A very tough match. We knew top opponent to play against. And yeah, we had the first 10 minutes a bit shaky where we had to adjust things, and credit to them because they break our press and they had two situations they could run and they are very dangerous there. And after that, we grabbed the game a little bit without creating, apart from the two big chances of Victor, too much, but more control in the game. And the second half, the way we started, it was amazing. We really turned things up. We were very efficient in everything that we did, and I think we deserved to win the game.
So what did you say, or maybe adjust at half-time? Was it one for an old-fashioned rocket, or was it more kind of a tactical aspect to it?
Rocket is great, but it's not enough. Against them, you have to be really meticulous and understand really well the timing of things when you do them, and everybody working together to achieve that. And we adjusted, and the times were right, and then the players were super efficient in what they did. So big credit to them, because against this team is not easy. You
spoke beforehand actually about the importance of being ruthless against a team like that never knows when it's beaten. Was that key tonight when you got your moments? You had that spell in the game where you took almost every chance.
Yes, and that's the difference. You know, we have created a lot of chances in the last few weeks, and we needed scrappy goals to win the games today. The quality of the finishing and the way we put the ball in the final third in the box, it was top, and that made a difference.
And I think I asked you beforehand, you know, how important is Gabriel Magalhaes? How important is Big Gabby, not just as a defender, but with all the other stuff he brings?
Right.
We saw
today. He was a great example. He comes back after 6 weeks out. It should have been probably 8. He comes early, straight away in the team against probably one of the best strikers in the league, and how difficult it is to mark him. And the impact they had in the game, I thought it was tremendous.
Just to clear something up, Mikel, from the end of the match, you went to shake hands and Unai Emery had already gone down the tunnel. It didn't seem like that kind of match. Have you spoken since? Have you cleared things up? No, any issue from your point of view?
No, not an issue. I mean, sometimes we are in this moment, no problem at all.
Okay, just to finish off then, how beautiful an opportunity, to use that phrase, is 2026 for Arsenal, looking at where you are, top in the Premier League, top in the Champions League?
Well, it's been a great 2025 in the personal level, professional level. The way these guys and the club and the staff made me enjoy my work every single day. And 2026, we know what we want. We're going to have to work really hard for it every single day, but I think we're in the right trajectory.
Thank you, Mikel.
Thank you. Have a good year. And you.
Well, they know what they want in 2026 in the right trajectory, says Mikel Arteta. They certainly end the year 5 points clear after that 4-star showing against Aston Villa. 4 goals on the night and 5 points clear now. I think he's pretty much put an end to Handshake Gate by saying there's nothing really in it.
Yeah.
Of course there's something.
Like Jimmy says that normally the managers, straight away, you go straight to the manager. I don't know. I didn't realise there was such a stringent code of doing it. I just thought that you just, like, your guy's right there, you say hello to him, then you say, let me go and say. But like he said, I'm quite glad he quashed it pretty quickly.
The other thing that he mentioned, which stood out, and he'd mentioned it before, he wanted the team to be ruthless. We talked in the build-up about the chances that Arsenal had created in the last couple of weeks and just not managing to finish them off. Today they did that.
Yeah, and that's what happens. And that's why there's tension and there's anxiety in the stadium, because we play well, and we don't take enough chances, we don't score enough goals to give not only the players the confidence to relax in a game and try and manage the game and see it out, but the fans as well, and the anxiety and how they feel about it. Especially when they know that a team like Manchester City's just waiting to pounce. They want to make sure that you win games and win them comfortably.
If you look at the Premier League history, the teams that have been dominating and winning the league, the Man Uniteds, they used to kill teams off. They used to score so many. Man City as well. When they are on top, they don't look back. You know, they if they can score 5, they score 5. If they can score 6, they score 6. The only team really who hasn't done it and won it has been Chelsea under Conte, because that was quite a defensive kind of side. You know, so in a way, yes, Arsenal is going in the right direction, but that's really what I was talking about. I want them to kill teams off, and it's refreshing to hear Arteta says what he just said. You know, be ruthless. Be ruthless and keep on going and score as many goals, because it might end up that the goal difference is going to be the main factor at the end of the season. So score as many goals as you can.
2025 ending it off on a high for Arsenal in terms of that ruthless performance tonight. 2026 has the potential to be a big year for them, but plenty of work still to do. What are you hoping for in 2026?
To be honest, obviously to win all the home games. It's going to be tough because, again, consecutively, 3 times consecutively, they've not been able to get it over the line. So if they can do it in 2026, it will be a massive testament to Mikel and the work that him and his team have done.
And Jimmy, potentially a big year for them. What do you think will get them over the line as we look at the next 6 fixtures to come? Bournemouth, Liverpool, Portsmouth in the Cup, then Chelsea, Nottingham Forest and Inter in the Champions League.
Look, it's one game at a time. You know, the most important game now is Bournemouth, and it's with that same attitude that you had today to go into that game, and try to punish them off. Yes, you're playing away from home. It's not going to be easy. Not every game is going to be as today. Yeah, we all know that. And some games you have to dig in, and you're going to win them 1-0. But some games you just have to really go for it.
Yeah, you guys have gone for it in terms of each other here. We've had a lot of arguments. Can we get a handshake just to end the year on a peaceful note? Oh, I love that. Absolutely. Nothing but love here in the studio. Nothing but love for all of you football fans worldwide. 2025, that's a wrap for the Premier League. The action continues in 2026. It's got to be a big one. Arsenal are smiling into the new year.
Guys, well played. Brilliant result. Breathtaking second half. Gabrielle, personally for the two of you with your goals, but also for the team, how special a night was that?
I think it was amazing, you know. It's always hard to play against them, you know. They have a brilliant players. They come here all the time and they hurt us, you know. And then obviously it was clean that at the beginning of the game they tried to delay the game. Everyone could see that, but, you know, the mentality of this team is something that really, really grow. And then each game is growing even more. So I think we won today because of the mentality.
And did we see tonight how much you've missed this guy?
For sure. I said after the last game straight away when they asked me about him, at the moment he stepped on the pitch, you could see the difference of, you know, our backline, you know, the way we defend. This guy loves to defend the same way I love to attack. And then obviously he loves to score goals as well.
So your teammates have missed you. How much have you missed being able to help them out on the pitch?
Oh, first I want to say thanks God, because it was a bit difficult days for me. And I always want to help the team, but now I'm so happy to be back. And yeah, I think today was a brilliant day for everyone, how we work together. And yeah, I think we need to keep going. And yeah, we are so happy.
How important was your goal? Well, to you, but also to the team, because the first half was difficult, wasn't it? Really sort of complicated for Arsenal.
Yes, like Gabi said, it's very difficult to play against them. They want to delay the game, but we know we play at home, and the second half we just pushing, and yeah, we scored the first goal, and after the team was unbelievable.
And how special was your goal to you? You started the year with a goal. You'll remember on New Year's Day against Brentford. You end the year with a goal, but we all know in between times it's been very, very difficult for you.
It's very clean that why I'm wearing this T-shirt, because Jesus obviously saved my life from the beginning when I was born, but I didn't know that. And then obviously through the tough moment in my life, I realized that we are nothing without Jesus, so I want to glorify his name because he make a huge difference in this tough moment. So now in the shines moment, I want to glorify his name because, you know, to start the year, the way I was playing, you know, confidence back, and then for some reason, the Lord stopped me, and then I could learn a lot of things, you know, what I can do better as a person, and then and as a human being. So yeah, I think it's amazing how Jesus work on our lives. You know, sometimes you just keep doubting yourself, but you never know what's gonna happen, what Jesus prepare for you. So I just say keep going, trust in the process, and trust in Jesus.
Okay, well spoken, both of you. Gabriel Jesus have one more job for you. Could you give this player of the match to Big Gabby?
Well deserved.
Thank you, mate.
Top.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Gabby's back in the team then, and on the score sheet tonight, when you consider that Aston Villa arrived at the Emirates Stadium, the form team in the Premier League, having won 8 in a row in the league, 11 in a row in all competitions, did you expect a scoreline like that?
No, I didn't expect that. Not the way Villa have been playing, especially in their second halves. But I do know what Arsenal are capable of, and the chances, we even showed at the start of the game, the chances that are being created, especially by Saka, and they've not been taken. But today was different. I thought the captain, Ødegaard, was fantastic. Obviously, Gabby Magalhaes coming back and being in that team is always going to make us stronger. Same with Saliba. When we played them, when we played Villa, we didn't have these two players, and it was like a basketball match. It played into Villa's hands. But today, the way we played, we felt like a lot more control, especially like the guys were saying, Villa was slowing the game down, wasting time. That was getting people frustrated. But then you just play through that. And once the first goal came, you kind of felt like there could be more.
Jimmy, before the game, you made a very big point a couple of times about, this is Arsenal Football Club. They shouldn't just be winning games 1-0, as they had been labouring, the last couple of matches. Are you not entertained?
I was entertained today. And that's how I have to be entertained. And that's how Arsenal has to play. And they deserved everything they got today. And they didn't help back after the 1-0. And that's what my argument was. They get in front, their nose is in front, and then they are scared to get a goal against. And instead of not thinking about it and just play for the second goal. And then when the second goal comes, play to make the 3-0. Punishing teams off. Don't feel sorry for teams. Punish them off. Go and get yourself another goal. Feel good, because next match you still have that feeling, but it starts at 0-0. And when you have got still that feeling of being in that right zone, you go different in matches. And today they did the opposite that they have been doing before, and that was really good to see.
Yeah, and against the Villa side, as we mentioned, was the form team, and also I think for a lot of people, the fact that they had moved up to third, an opportunity tonight to move level on points with Arsenal with the victory on a ground where they have done well in the last couple of seasons. Just how big of a statement does this feel like from Arsenal for you?
Well, it's a massive statement, and it's even more of a statement to Villa, to let Villa see the levels that you probably have to get to. I think Villa will have learned a lot by that, because, like you asked me, I wasn't expecting to be 4-1, especially, like I say, the way Villa have been playing. But Arsenal, they are in a good frame of mind. You know what I mean? They haven't been scoring as many goals as they should have, but they have been making chances. And for so long as you're making chances, then, it's up to people to take them. And if you take them, you are more comfortable in the game. Yeah. We've done that today, and that's why we look more comfortable. Hopefully, going forward, we can do the same, because I don't want to sit here thinking it's only going to be 1-0 and thinking, are they going to score? Like we've seen in previous games, are we going to give away a goal to like a Wolves or something? So I would love to see them play like this on a weekly basis, but it doesn't work like that, especially when you're going for the league.
No, you're right. It doesn't always work like that, but it doesn't also always work 1-0 and go and defend. No. Today, they 1-0 and they kept on going. They kept on pressing. They kept on playing in Aston Villa's half. And Aston Villa could not come out. And then opportunities come. And what they did really well, they punished them off. Trossard, great goal. Ødegaard, great pass for Subimendi. And Jesus, when he came in, very direct and took his goal really, really well. Yeah. And at that time, when Jesus scored, there were 6 people of Arsenal players around the box. And that is refreshing to see. Yeah. And that has not been in the past.
What has been in the past is their set pieces, and that's how they opened the scoring once again. It was goalless at half-time. Then something just seemed to shift in the second half, and it happened pretty quickly into the second half. Just proof of how important Big Gabby is to this team.
Absolutely, and the delivery. Obviously, I think the goalkeeper's got to get a lot of criticism on this one from me. For the size of him, he's got a big player in front of him. The ball's in the air for a very long time. I'm thinking he should be punching this. He's trying to catch it over a very tall player, and he just drops it. He drops it on Gabby. You know, Gabby doesn't know. Gabby's not even looking for him. He's not feeling for him. That ball should have been punched. It's a big mistake from him, and I'm pleased he made it, really.
Yeah, the goalkeeper is going to feel, bad about this. He needs to do a lot better. He needs to be stronger. If he's coming there, he needs to go through players. But what Ian is saying, I agree. He needs to punch that ball away.
Yeah, most goals via corners in the Premier League in a calendar year. Arsenal have 17 in 2025. They've also managed to make that list 3 times, all under Mikel Arteta. So set pieces again.
Set piece again, yeah. And you know, if that's what it's going to take to break the teams open, yeah, then we do it, because for some reason people seem to forget that the accuracy and the quality of the ball that comes in is what enables you to be able to take advantage of these. And when you look in Declan Rice or Bukayo Saka, they put the ball exactly where it needs to be, and then you're able to capitalise.
Yeah, Jimmy, you wanted to add?
Yeah, that's the most important thing, you know, is the quality of the ball that comes in. And it comes with Arsenal majority of the time at the right spot. So it always brings the goalkeeper in trouble and with a decision to make. And they've been brilliant at it, Arsenal, brilliant.
Yeah, just under 5 minutes later, that second goal then came. And as you already said, it was something special. The assist from Odegaard, just critical, the timing as well of it, and to double the lead so soon after.
Yeah, it was. And it's poor play from Villa. Yeah, you see, Sancho, you know,
he has to be stronger.
Must be. And then from here, the run is fantastic, but the pass is beautiful. I think that Odegaard's been great all game with his closing down, but there, you know, he spotted it, he saw it quickly. Great run from Martin Zubimendi there, and that pass there is top draw.
Yeah,
it's top draw.
The pass makes the goal, you know, for Zubimendi. He opens his body up, Odegaard, to his left, and then just slices it in.
Beautiful.
And the weight of the ball is perfect. He doesn't have to take a touch. He just has to flick it a little bit
to get over
his
that leg. Yeah.
And it's a goal. It's a beautiful goal by 2 really good players. And those are 2 midfielders. Yeah. Those are your 2. One is your sitting midfielder, and one is your number 8. And it's refreshing to see both are in the box. You know, so very well taken goal.
Yeah, Martin Odegaard scored his first goal at the Emirates since February in the last game. And then this assist as well. Is he kind of back to his best?
I hope so, because there was a time there we really struggled without him. But, like, what people don't realise is that his work rate, he's pressing from the front, and his assist, what he's capable of doing. Obviously, it's dropped off recently. You know, coming with injuries and form and getting back into the side and trying to. But if now's the time where he's coming into good form, when players are coming back, it's perfect time. It's coinciding perfectly, because he does look very lively. He looks like he's ready to go.
At that point then, it's 2-0 after that great goal, as you guys have just described now. 2-0 against Aston Villa, and especially this Aston Villa, not really ever comfortable. So they needed a third, and who else but Leandro Trossard, who's been stepping up with big goals in big games?
Yeah, Trossard has been popping up with a lot of important moments, and this is a well-taken goal.
Beautiful.
You know, beautiful. He knows exactly what he wants, exactly what he's going to do. He uses that player in front of him as a point of reference to go around him, and then the goalkeeper has got no chance whatsoever. You can see it here from the back. He uses Tielemans for points of reference just to curl it around him, and it's a brilliant goal. Yeah.
Ian?
Well, there's not really too much to add on that with Jimmy, to be honest. I'm quite pleased for someone like Leandro Trossard. He does so well for us. You know, there was talk about him leaving maybe at the start of the season in the summer with people who were coming, but I'm glad he stayed. You know, he's an excellent player, whether he starts or whether he comes off the bench. And he shows that in important games as well.
Important moments.
I thought that was an important goal because the way Arsenal have been playing recently, it felt like that finished the game. Because if they scored their Villa, then you're starting to feel like, you know, something, oh no, is it going to happen again? So that finished it. And it was a
3-0.
beautiful finish, like Jimmy said, around the player. Goalie couldn't move. He's on the goalie's side as well.
Yeah, it was a couple moments to wait, actually, because there were a couple of VAR checks. And so nervy moments, but eventually it was given.
Yeah, it was given because it wasn't offside. You know, they're trying to find ways to disallow goals, especially Arsenal's goals. But, like, they couldn't disallow this goal because, like, it was onside. But, like, again, should take away nothing from the finish.
That was Trossard's 10th goal this calendar year. He's Arsenal's top goal scorer that's in the Premier League in 2025. So 10 goals for him. That made it 3-0. There was to come another goal shortly after that as well to just put a gloss on the scoreline. And this is the one that stands out simply because Gabriel Jesus has waited so long to score a Premier League goal. Have you ever had to wait like that, overcome injury?
No, not really. Not really. I was lucky that I wasn't injured as much. But if you look, it's almost finished the game. You know. And what I like about this goal is it starts way at the back. They play out, and there's 6 Arsenal players against 4. Yeah, in the box.
Yeah.
And there's 5 minutes to go.
That's good.
That for me is with 3-0, and that for me says it all.
I love,
they were up for it today.
What I loved about it, and when we just saw the clip there, is it's 3-0 at the time, and Villa, you could feel that they're spent, but they were committing themselves to try and close out when they had no business trying to. I think they're just trying to show the manager that we're running around, because both of those players should have been holding off of those players. Ødegaard shouldn't have beat the first guy so easy, and then I think it's Garcia on the right. You know what I mean? They shouldn't have been beat. If you watch it, Bogard, where's he going? He's got no chance of stopping him. Same with Garcia, no chance. So they've gone by then. Villa have gone. They've given up. They're just playing on fumes now. And I'm just pleased, like Jimmy said, seeing so many Arsenal players getting forward to really punish teams, because what you want to send a message to people is, if you come to our place and you are a little bit off, you're going to get hammered. Yeah. That's the message you want to be sending to teams. And this is why at the start Jimmy was saying this you got to do. And to a certain extent, of course he is right. Sometimes you might have to do it 1-0. But if you get the opportunity to do this, then you do it. You be very ruthless.
Trossard influential as well in that one, getting the assist, so a goal and an assist for him on the night. Gabriel Jesus scoring just 55 seconds after coming on, so with one of his first touches, and again his first goal in the Premier League for Arsenal since New Year's Day against Brentford. So a long time to wait for the goal. It was very, very tight in the first 45 minutes. We had to wait a long time for a goal. It came in the second half. And these are the stats in comparison. You know, 7 shots for Arsenal, 3 for Aston Villa, just 1 on target. No shots on target for Aston Villa then in the first 45. Arsenal had 6 shots on target and scored from 4 of those. Aston Villa had 3 shots on target in the second half and scored from 1 of those. Birthday boy Ollie Watkins with the goal at the end. It shows, I guess, Jimmy, the dominance of Arsenal in the second half.
Yeah, and look, with all due respect to Aston Villa, they have done exceptionally well in the first half as well, their previous matches. But when it comes to the nut of it, you know, this game, first half, yeah, quite level, but then the moment that Arsenal puts a notch on it, Villa couldn't handle Arsenal, and that's just the difference of the caliber of players that Arsenal has, and at the end, Arsenal was way too good for Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Spoke a lot, didn't we, pre-match, Ashley, about there being no Declan Rice, and Jamie talked about the strength of the bench. You know, they've got these players coming back now. Both of those two. Kai Havertz was on the bench as well. So it's as much about the players that are coming back for them now.
Yeah, of course it is. And, you know, Gabriel there and Gabriel Jesus are massive players for them. Gabriel at the back, centre-half, we talked about leaders and, you know, how they go about. They've missed him massively since he's been out, and, you know, tonight he was colossal. You know, obviously getting the goal, but, you know, his all-round play was fantastic. He marshalled Ollie Watkins. Of course, Ollie scored, but, you know, he was fantastic when he was on the pitch. And you know, Arsenal have got a fantastic squad, probably one of the best in the league. You know, we've alluded to that as well. So, you know, if they can keep these players fit now, going into like you say, the January's, March, February times now. It's going to be vitally important when you come to that back end of the season. You know, we've seen it in previous seasons where they've fallen away. If they can get everybody fit, you know, they're going to be a team to that everybody wants to beat.
He's vital to them at both ends of the field, of course, isn't he? Gabriel is such a threat on set pieces. You wonder whether they'll miss Declan Rice more with his set piece delivery, but they still have players who can take them, but he gets on the end of them.
He's always there. Yes, we can look at the goalkeeper, it's a mistake, but how often does Gabriel create mistakes from other people? People just feel nervous around him. You know, you think of Newcastle earlier in the season, Nick Pope coming for something, not getting there. I think he gets the touch on it. I just think he makes people nervous when he's in that box. He has an effect on people. Now, he's a big lad, but normally that's the effect that you'd see someone who's 6'4", 6'5", Duncan Ferguson, if you like, in the past. But Gabriel, as I said, that's what I said early on the season. In both boxes, he's the most influential player in the Premier League. You look at the defensive record at Arsenal and what he does set piece-wise, and we know, and don't get criticised for it. Maybe there's a few jibes, if you like. It's not a foul.
He just jumps.
No, but listen, they rely a lot on set pieces, but it doesn't matter. They score goals, they're amazing at it, and they've almost changed the Premier League and made everybody else look at set pieces, because you look at Arsenal, look at the results there, getting the points they're picking up on the back of set pieces, and it's made everybody else, as I said, look at set pieces, long throws now, because what Arsenal have been doing now for the last 2 or 3 years.
He's got 17 goals from corners in the Premier League as Gabriel. We'll go on to the second goal, and Zubimendi, who got the second, Ashley?
Yeah, of course, and I think Villa undid himself, to be honest, but it's the way that Unai wants to play. Playing through the midfield. Obviously, Tielemans plays it into Jadon Sancho. They lose the ball, and Odegaard, we've seen it so many times. As soon as he's in that position, he's looking to find the pass, and Zubimendi makes the run, and I think the two centre halves need to get in tighter there, but they didn't, and he gets on the end of the pass and scores the goal.
Yeah, I think Ashley's right there. You can look at Aston Villa and say, OK, should they be playing through there? But that's how they play. They entice the opposition onto them. They show real courage playing through the middle. And you think of what we showed at half-time.
Yeah.
That was Aston Villa running through the middle of that midfield. And obviously that was something that they sorted out at half-time, and it paid dividends at the start of the second half for Arsenal.
And then Arsenal really put their foot down, didn't they, really? I mean, they could have settled for 2-0 and tried to sort of shop. And this is where they kind of allowed their fans to enjoy the rest of the game, and they started to enjoy themselves as well.
Yeah, they did. They got really on top here, and I say a mistake from Luca Digne, but it just comes off his knee, and Trossard there, he's got one foot on his head to get his head over the ball, take the shot, and it's a fantastic finish from the edge of the box.
I mean, what a player he's been for. He was brought in as almost like a squad player a couple of years ago, but he's forced himself now into the team, and he's almost first choice on that left side, and he always pops up with goals. Fantastic addition from Brighton.
If you think that he's kept Martinelli on the bench, Eze's on the bench as well, and then Gabriel Jesus comes off the bench and gets the fourth. And they now, with Jesus back and Havertz back, they've got competition for that central striker role, haven't they?
Yeah, real competition. But, I mean, at this stage, Aston Villa went really ragged, and they sort of capitalised on that with Jesus. You see them all over the place. We didn't really see that in the first half. But I am a huge fan of Jesus, always have been. He's probably not an amazing finisher. This probably proves me wrong, but he's a fantastic footballer. And the one thing I would say, maybe the slight negative on the night for Arsenal, Gyökeres should not be starting for Arsenal when they've got players like this. I think in a couple of games' time, when Jesus is maybe a little bit more up to speed, he's a better player than Gyökeres. It's just that's a fact. He's been questioned before, saying, is he good enough for Arsenal to go on and win the league? But right now he's better than the guy they brought in who they thought was going to win them the league.
So he's your number one?
Yeah, him or Havertz as the central striker for Arsenal is a better player than Gyökeres. Gyökeres is really game. He has a go. In some ways, I admire him, the way he took that penalty at Everton. He's got that sort of mindset of always look really intense in the game. But I just think he lacks a little bit of finesse and quality when you think of what they've got on the bench. So, yes, he's being brought in. But I think going forward, because it'll start getting really twitchy, March and April. Don't forget Man City got Haaland. I think Arsenal need to sort of improve on Gyökeres, and they've got players who can improve on Gyökeres in Jesus.
But is it a positive? Like, if you were in that Arsenal squad, is it a positive that those three players who could all go through the middle in that 9 role are all very different?
Yeah, of course it is for an Arsenal team, especially Mikel Arteta. He'll be looking at it thinking, the different games that they're facing, different teams they're facing, different formations. He can play the different strikers in those different games. like you say, Gabby Jesus there is, you know, he comes on, he's been out for a while, but, you know, the composure he shows to finish that off. I even think I said pass the ball when he went to shoot and score, so shows how much I know. You know, he's got that composure, and like you say, Gyökeres, we said with the headers there, you know, he's got to do better. But in different games, he might do differently. So, you know, it's one of the things. It's difficult to come to the Premier League, and you know, he's had time to settle in, and now you want to see how much he's shown at Sporting to show what he's doing at Arsenal. But with them coming back with Kai Havertz now as well, you know, he's got 3 different options there. The manager will be, you know, absolutely delighted. There
is a positive as well, isn't there, in them doing all of that tonight without Declan Rice. Obviously, building was a narrative of no Declan Rice and we find it tough.
Well, that was definitely the narrative at half-time. There's no doubt that they missed him that first half, but obviously they changed something slightly tactically, a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more compact in the midfield. When you see them win that ball, the sort of 3 of them are all round each other. In the first half, there was space all over the place. Onana was making runs, Tielemans playing great passes through the middle. Listen, you'll always miss him, no matter what the score is. He's that good of a player. You know, even if Arsenal went on a run of 4 or 5 games, if he was out for them, he just goes straight back in the team. That's how good a player he is. So, yes, you might say they didn't miss him, but they did miss him in that first half. You could see that was a huge hole in the midfield. They fixed that second half and went on to get a brilliant result, but he'll be straight back in as soon as he's fit.
Yeah, Mikel Arteta saying pretty much that it was a minor knee injury and they would hope to have him back sooner rather than later. Villa did get a consolation goal at the end through Ollie Watkins. There's no need to panic, though, is there? It's one result, Ashley.
Yeah, of course it is. And you look at the run they've been on. They've been doing fantastically well. Like I said at the start of the show, they've been going about their job quietly. And, you know, it was one of them. I don't think the Villa fans will be saying too much with this defeat. They'll be looking at the games they've got coming up and looking to bounce back from that. Of course, it's disappointing. They'll sit down, they'll talk about it. I'm sure the manager will talk about what went wrong in the game, you know, and take the positives out of the first half and look to build on what they've been doing lately.
Yeah, Jamie?
Yeah, listen, this is one of them where, you know, most of the team and the manager are not too fussed, but back 4 come in and the goalkeeper, like, we wanted that clean sheet.
Yeah.
You have that mentality, and especially this back 4 and goalkeeper, because for me, they're the best back 4 and goalkeeper probably anywhere in the world right now. So they want to win the league. They want the 3 points, but they want their defensive numbers as well. So they'll be a little bit frustrated tonight.
Well, especially after David Rath's fantastic save just moments before Watkins put
the most difficult match in the Premier League, a trip to Arsenal. Your thoughts on tonight?
So happy with the players, and of course we must analyze this match, but overall how we are getting the day 19 with the point we have and the week we did. Today we did very good first half, differently than the last match in Chelsea, and of course we were more or less competing well and even getting our momentum and creating chances. And we didn't concede a lot, no corners the first half for them. But the second half, the first goal changed everything. And after it, of course, they pushed it. And we had as well the injury of Amadou Onana. And we lost it in the middle. And they have the power, they showed it. And we finished losing. But now with the players, my analysis, of course, is after the match, how we did here 90 minutes. But overall, the most important for us is try to understand overall how we are.
Is that the frustration for you tonight, though? Because at half-time, in the first half, Arsenal hadn't really troubled you a great deal. Yes, and then suddenly it changed so quickly.
Yes, we played fantastic the first half, and they started pushing. We had our momentum to dominate our momentum, to create chances in transition, sometimes keeping the ball possession, and we were competing very well and defending very well. Of course, to keep it for the second half was our challenge, and the first goal, how they scored it, maybe it could be fault, but of course here in England is more difficult because the referees they let to touch the keepers, and it's difficult. But we must accept because in both sides, and then after it we considered another chances. They scored it and finished the match losing. We scored 1 goal. We had another very good chances. We were as well keeping our structure and trying to use some young players as well in some minutes they played, and keep going.
11 wins in a row is pretty special.
Football is now. Football is now how we are now. Of course, everything we did was fantastic, and more or less we are getting our way like we could expect at the better way, maybe, because we are, of course, the third in the league and in the Europe League very good. But try to analyze today, try to add the work we need with the players we have and the players. Some players they are injured, and of course another players, and keep going. And the next match on Saturday against Nottingham Forest, and try to start the second part of the season, the day 20, with the same four we are or we were, or the same way we are doing.
You did leave quite quickly at the end to go down the tunnel. Were you unhappy with anything?
No. When I finish the match, always I am waiting to shake hand with the another coach, but he was with their coaches, and I can't wait for him. Of course, I was there, but no problem. Of course, I went to my dressing room.
Unai, thank you.
At the end there, Unai Emery just saying, I couldn't wait for Mikel Arteta for the handshake. Are we reading anything into that?
No. Mikel just obviously he's look, Mikel, because that's what Mikel does. They all do that. After the game, they say well done to each other. He didn't even acknowledge him. Look, Mikel's looking for him. Look, he's gone. You know what I mean? It's not like Mikel's not. He's saying it like Mikel was all in. He's up. No, the game just finished. He hugged these guys, and then he's come to look for him. Look, he's asking, where is he?
Yeah.
Sour grapes.
Oh, he left him hanging.
Yeah, he did leave him hanging.
Maybe he did.
I don't know. He left him.
No, but
he left him.
Mikel went first to his.
Yeah, but the whistle literally just went there, Jim. And these guys right there. He hugged him, bam, bam, bam. Then he went to get him. Watch. So watch him.
So right, he's hugging, he's walking.
Now look,
so you want him to stay and waiting?
Just wait there.
No,
look, he's just saying hello. Then he's going to come.
Mikel doesn't have to go and celebrate with his team. He can do that after. He go and shake the manager's hand. Honestly, you know. Come on.
He's not waiting 2-3 minutes. He's not even waiting 5 seconds.
No. You go first.
If Unai waits 10-15 seconds and Mikel saw him, he would come over to him.
Sorry, Ian, I don't agree.
Who went to shake his hand there? Who was that shaking?
I don't know, but he
just must be the assistant of.
No, but, you know, I don't blame him. You know what I mean? At the same time, let's face it. You know, Unai Emery's come back to Arsenal. He's kind of embarrassed him there with that result. Coming there, 11, not 1 in 11. He doesn't feel good. He's walked down the tunnel. He didn't even give Mikel a chance to see him.
Okay, so he's frustrated.
Mikel knows that he's there.
Yeah, and he knows Mikel's going to say hello to his. He's going to say well done to his friends.
He shouldn't.
Why are we arguing about this?
Exactly.
I don't know.
It's been like this from start to finish. Why stop now? So he's frustrated with Mikel Arteta. Does he have reason to be frustrated with the other Mikel Merino? Because perhaps he could have been sent off. This is the first yellow card in the first half.
Yeah, well...
I think he should have been sent off.
You know what? He's very fortunate.
Yeah.
Because I think he should have... There.
Yeah.
You know.
That's the first yellow card.
Yeah, that was on Onana, and this is his
and this,
yellow card.
This one here?
And I don't understand the referee, because this is just blatant. You know?
You know what? I don't know how it works in respect to him. Look, he knows what he's doing. He's grabbed his arm, he knows. So we've got the capability of seeing that. Right, that what's the score at that stage? You know what I mean? 2-0 at that stage.
Yeah.
You know, 2-0 Arsenal going down to 10 men could have had a massive effect on the game. That's down to the officials to see that and get that right. You know what I mean? Mikel Merino's gotten away with one there, because if by my accounts, that's probably 2 yellows.